Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sterling Channel 19. We are here for some boys lacrosse. It is senior night tonight here at the Castle as Sterling is taking on the Timber Creek Chargers here this afternoon. Sterling is 9-2 and 7-0 in the SJILL National. Timber Creek is 0-9 with an 0-5 record in the SJILL National. Some info about Timber Creek last year. They were 2-14 with an 0-8 record in the SJILL National, and they are coached by Jarrett Reed. For Sterling, again, they're 9-2 with a 7-0 record in the SJILL National. They're coached by Clint Wiley. And Jake Spiritoso is having one heck of a senior campaign. He leads the team in goals, assists, and total points. He has 48 goals this year with 37 assists and 85 points in total. But let's talk about some of the freshmen, some of the younger players here on the Sterling squad. Freshman Carson Wiley is having a very good year. 37 goals in total, 37 assists, and 74 points. Freshman Jeremy Clark also having a great year. 14 goals, 20 assists, and 34 points. And also freshman Rene Camacho. He is having a monster season in the face-off circle. He has won 107 of his 135 face-offs, which equals a 79% win percentage. And also junior Josh Hoffman, he has 85 saves in 9 games this year and has only let up 44 goals, which pretty much equals about 5 goals per game. But when we've covered Sterling Channel 19, when Sterling Channel 19 has covered boys lacrosse, he has been very good. He has only allowed at least 2 goals in each of the last 2 games that Sterling Channel 19 has covered. But in their 15-1 win over Holy Cross Prep not too long ago, senior Jake Spiritoso led the way with 5 goals, 5 assists, and 10 total points. Also, freshmen Carson Wiley and Jeremy Clark also had 3 goals in that win. And since the last time Channel 19 has announced Sterling, a few accomplishments have been achieved, so we'll look at some of those right now. Senior Andrew Peak got his 200th career ground ball in their 10-3 win against the Highland Tartans on April 30th. Jake Spiritoso got his 200th career goal in the night's 15-1 win over Holy Cross Prep. A couple other accomplishments coming in that Holy Cross Prep win on May 2nd. Rene Camacho won his 100th career faceoff as a freshman, by the way, in that game. And also junior Mikey Tully scooped his 100th career ground ball. And for today, the Knights have 15 seniors rostered for today's senior night matchup. Not sure if all of them will play, but I'll read off all of these seniors that are listed here on the sheet. First, it's Bub Hall. Then it goes to Sean Kerrigan, James Anderson, Timmy Edis, Brian Healy, Julian Vera, Andrew Peak, Nico Jolene, John Goebel, Preston Pitts, Dominic Gordon, Jake Spiritoso, Ben Nicholas, Ensar Yagmarkaya, and Brett Bellows. So those are all the rostered seniors here for today as we are about ready to get underway here at the Castle. Both teams just finishing up their warm-ups. Captains are meeting at the Knights logo at midfield. I'm Brian McLernan, soon to be joined by Dan Leakin. At some point, he will be taking over play-by-play duties in the second half of today's game. Which is great to see. He got to play-by-play the last boys lacrosse game that we covered. So that was a lot of fun. The squad looking to improve to 10-2 on the year and stay undefeated in the SJILL National. Again, Sterling 9-2 this season and hold a 7-0 record in the SJILL National. And Timber Creek looking to play spoiler here on the Knights' home turf as they are winless on the season at 0-9 and also winless in the SJILL National with an 0-5 record. And they're 2-23 combined within their last 2 seasons, so obviously not off to the best of starts, but they're looking to play spoiler here today. And now I am joined by Dan Leakin. How's it going, Dan?
I'm doing pretty good. I just got back from some band rehearsal, and I'm ready to watch some boys lacrosse, Brian.
Yeah, it should be an exciting one here for Senior Day. Sterling has been off to one heck of a start here in. Well, I guess they're not in this early part of the season anymore. They only have 5 scheduled games remaining before playoffs get underway. Which, if they continue on this winning trend, they'll definitely make and be a top seed and hopefully go far in a hopeful strong playoff run.
Man, they've been a really powerful team, honestly, a powerhouse in this conference for a while now. And, I mean, they have great leaders that we're going to see tonight get honored for a senior night. And I'm really excited for today's game. This is going to be a good game for the Knights.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I mean, obviously, Timber Creek, a somewhat struggling team entering this game. But the Knights hopefully can take advantage of that and cruise to an easy win.
And as we've had a couple times before, we got some roster issues again, so not everything may be accurate for the Timber Creek side of things. But for Sterling, we should be pretty spot on as usual.
Yeah, but as I explained, Dan will be taking over in the second half as
Brian has a
I have
cool
to leave
little
early.
Phillies event that he's going to go to, sponsored by my tickets that I granted him.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, Dan, really. From the bottom of my heart, I really do thank you for that.
Of course. It's an early graduation gift. Early graduation gift.
But, yeah, also the spring concert is tonight.
Woo.
That should be a lot of fun. Wish you the best of luck in that. You did a great job during the assembly today.
I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Had a pretty interesting practice. But we should be ready. Should be ready to have some fun, and then we're gonna head to Applebee's after, get some grub, and
Nice.
call it a night.
Hopefully a jolly good show.
Jolly good show.
All right, so Timber Creek makes their way out on the turf, just still waiting for Coach Wiley and his squad to break their huddle.
Talked to Coach Wiley today about Senior Day, and then as he was walking away, I asked him how he felt about today's game, and he sounded very confident. He sounded very confident in his players. So I think they're ready for a great match today, and I'm thinking they're ready for a big win.
All right, so the Knights will take the field, or I guess I should say they'll take the turf. Both teams will line up around the Knights logo. Just a few minutes away from getting this underway.
And it looks like for their starting defensive line, they're going to go with Trip Seniors. They're going to go with Nico Jeline, Andrew Peak, and Ben Nicholas. The towers of power back there, bringing Josh Hoffman some love, as they normally do.
All right, so both teams will break, and we're about ready to get going.
And I'm sure Brian has mentioned already, but Rene Camacho having an amazing freshman year in the face-off circle, has won 107 out of 135 face-offs. That's almost an 80% win percentage. That's almost unheard of someone of his experience level, and he's doing a really good job for the Knights in the circle.
But we are underway here at the Castle. Senior night here for boys lacrosse. Knights get to work offensively at around midfield. Nice pass over to Jeremy Clark. Had 3 goals in the Knights' win against Holy Cross Prep. Gets that over to Carson Wiley. Wiley also been a dominant freshman this year. Sterling at work here on their opening possession. Here's Spiritoso. Trying to find a passing lane. He takes a shot. It gets deflected away into the hands of Timber Creek. Ball's on the ground. And Timber Creek's got it. Get our first whistle of today's contest. The Knights will take over offensively. Spiritoso with a nice pass over to Wiley. Wiley working against two defenders, finds Spiritoso. Spiritoso charges in inside the 25, kind of slips a little bit. Here's a shot from Wiley, but it deflects and goes in the hands of Timber Creek. So Timber Creek looking for a good offensive possession, but the pass goes a bit wayward and out of play near the Sterling sideline, so Sterling will get it right back. So here's Wiley to get it going for the Knights. Scoreless through our first minute and a half of play. There goes Wiley. Wiley cuts inside, and the shot no good. They'll try it again, but second chance effort does not go.
Looked like Mikey Tully trying to go back to his hockey roots with that one right there.
So Timber Creek looking for an offensive chance. They get into their own zone. We were unfortunately not provided with a roster for Timber Creek, so we apologize in advance for that. We'll do the best we can. If we get any Timber Creek goal scorers. Now Sterling back on the offensive attack. Here's Jeremy Clark. Clark sprinting around the 20. Tries to pass it inside, but the shot does not go. A little over 9 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. Still scoreless here at the Castle. That one floated up. Almost intercepted there by Jolene, but Sterling will take it away anyway. That pass a bit wayward for Spiritoso, but he'll pick it back up no problem. Both teams will make some substitutions as Sterling will slow down the pace a little bit. Here's Wiley. Passes it over to Clark. Clark inside the 20, cuts back toward the middle. Nice pass to the outside. Spiritoso's shot no good.
Timber Creek's goaltender doing a really good job of just standing on his own. And I mean, Sterling has some really talented shooters, but he's been a brick wall in net so far.
Yeah, Sterling not able to get their first 3 or 4 shots to go here in this opening quarter, but they have had a lot of opportunities here early. Spiritoso trying to find Tully inside, but couldn't do so, but he'll race to it in the end zone. Sterling will keep possession for now. Here's Bleem. Nice pass toward the middle for Wiley. Wiley cutting inside. Nice find to Spiritoso. Spiritoso with a shot, no good. And it'll be scooped up by Timber Creek. So far, a nice job at limiting the goals early, especially for Spiritoso, who's been by far Sterling's best player offensively. 48 goals on the year. Also recently eclipsed 200 career goals. Timber Creek on the attack, working against the defender, Ben Nicholas. Nicholas, a Channel 19 alum. Also one of the 15 seniors rostered here for today's senior night. Five minutes gone here in this opening quarter. Still a scoreless game. And so far, Timber Creek really holding their own. But Sterling's defense very tight. A nice job to strip it away. Ensar Yagmarkaya with a nice defensive play. Gives Sterling possession back. Now here's Dom Gordon. Nice pass back that was dropped by Clark, but he's able to scoop it right back up. The pass over to Bleem. Nice find to Wiley. And that shot is good. It's a score for Jake Spiritoso, his 49th of the year. And the nice jump out to a 1-0 lead.
And the Jake Spiritoso train continues to be dominant and continue to go forward. And just an amazing goal right there. And hit him with a little bit of a pump fake. Got him up high. That's a great way to start the game.
Yeah, great pass on the inside. Able to set it up for Spiritoso. His first couple shots were blocked here early, but he was able to get that one to go. And it's now 1-0 Sterling. They jump out to an early lead. And that's been the key thing for these Knights, is jumping out to a quick early lead. And while it might not have been as quick as they wanted it to be against a struggling Timber Creek team, getting out to an early lead is still important no matter when you do it. And they do so about 6 minutes into this first quarter. Spiritoso now one away from 50 goals on the year. He's got it now for Sterling up at around the 20. Doesn't have much help, but he'll heave it over to Wiley. Wiley all alone at around the 35-yard line, just kind of waiting for a play to be set up. He's got Hall to his right and Spiritoso to his left. He's moving towards the far side of the field, now cuts inside. Blazes inside the 15, working against two defenders. He'll pass it back out to Spiritoso. Spiritoso looks, makes a move, trying to get a shot pattern to go, but it does not as it's scooped up by Timber Creek. Not a very strong shot there from Spiritoso. Not even sure if it really was one, as there's a chance it even just got loose from his stick. Timber Creek on the move. Have really only had one offensive chance. That one scooped up nicely by Yagmar Kaya. And we'll get our first whistle as he's knocked toward the Sterling sideline. Yagmar Kaya has made a couple nice defensive plays in here in this first quarter, Dan.
You know, Brian, you just read my mind. I was about to mention Yagmar Kaya having an amazing senior night so far and really just doing his thing on the defensive side of the ball and being that brick wall that he has been for the past season.
Yeah, the impact he's had might not be shown on the stat sheets as much, but it's very much so realized by this Sterling team. He's a very strong asset to them defensively. 1-0 Sterling, about 5 minutes remain here in this first quarter. Timber Creek looking to answer back. Here's a shot. And it went just missed wide a little bit. Went into the net of Joshua Hoffman, who has been pretty much locked down all year. Peek with it for Sterling as we get a whistle. And it looks like we'll get our first time out of this one. This one from Timber Creek. Clock stopping at 4:21 here in this first quarter. Sterling with a 1-0 lead. And Dan, what have you been most impressed by so far?
I've been really impressed by Sterling's way to control the game. They've done a good job of keeping the ball in their zone. You know, the score doesn't really say that they've had the ball for that long, but they're doing a good job of just controlling the pace, controlling the play, controlling it to where they can slow down, let Carson Wiley run the offense, and then make something happen. They're not rushing anything on their side, which shows the little panic and just cooling it down, calm, cool, and collected. That's something that's really important in lacrosse.
And that's something you got to do on your home turf, too. Just got to keep controlling your possessions and not make any stupid mistakes. And so far, Sterling has done a nice job at that. Even though they're only out to a 1-0 lead, it seems like they're controlling the pace, just as you mentioned, Dan. But, you know, so far doing a solid job. They only have one goal on the board, but, you know, goals do come in bunches as well, and we still have plenty of time left, even in this first quarter. Other events going on here around the castle. The boys' baseball team is playing on the varsity field. Also some track stuff is going on around us. Very busy day here on this Tuesday afternoon. Prom weekend is officially come and gone. I'm sure many of us had a fun prom and an eventful prom weekend. I'll just keep it at that. But
yeah, I mean, I had a really fun prom. Again, even a bigger shout out to Miss Walsh and the senior class advisors because that venue was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Definitely lived up to the hype that you guys were putting out there.
Yeah, even I was kind of surprised at how awesome it turned out to be. I thought it was great. I think the food was pretty good. The
Music was a lot of fun.
music was fun. The photography was great. We got a lot of those pictures today.
Yeah.
They were terrific.
Brian looked great in those pictures.
Thank you. You looked fire as well. You were fitted up. You and Karina looked absolutely stellar.
Yeah, Karina and I picked a green color for obviously the birds, and Brian and Lana picked a nice, I would say like a red.
Burgundy.
Burgundy. I didn't know the exact name. I'm not.
Like a burgundy wine color.
It looked sick.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a very nice color. All right, so we're back underway here at the castle. Jake Spiritoso on the move. His shot cannot go as it bounces away. Picked right back up by Timber Creek. Someone heaved down all the way to the far sideline. Nico Jeline trying to get there. Sterling back on the move. So they look to add on to this 1-0 lead. Here's Carson Wiley. Nice pass back out to Tully. Quickly to Bleem. Jeremy Clark with it now. He's got 14 goals this year. Spiritoso overshot that one.
Man, there was some fire coming out of that stick from Spiritoso. That thing was moving.
Yeah, I want to see the exit velocity on that. Pass inside can't be handled accordingly, but Sterling able to scoop it right back up. Here's Wiley. Quickly rushes in. He was looking for a shot. Wiley will back up. Gets it out to Clark. Clark cutting inside. Nice pass to Spiritoso. And that shot a bit too wide for Carson Wiley.
Sterling, again, just wearing out the defense here. And that's something that I spoke about a couple minutes ago, talking about, slowing the game down to their pace. And they're doing a great job just wearing out this Timber Creek defense, trying to draw them in so they can move around with their speed. And, this is an ideal possession. Just take your time.
Here's Clark. That pass a bit too high, scooped up by the Creek keeper. Two and a half to go in this first quarter. 1-0 Sterling here on senior night. Timber Creek looking to tie this puppy up. 1 goal apiece. And we hear whistle. Dan, when you usually take over play-by-play, a lot of good things happen, so maybe we'll see a lot more goals in the second half of this one.
I hope.
Scooped up by Clark. Ball's on the ground. Now here's Don Gordon. Passes over to Tully. Now Spiritoso. Here's Bub Hall. Bub Hall using that speed and the shot. And he scores. Bub Hall with a bullet off his stick. And the Knights do add on to their lead. It's now 2-0.
And one thing that the Knights do a lot, and that's been the result of a couple of their goals, is they take their one-on-one strategically. You see Bub Hall waited for his man, and he took advantage. You don't see Bub Hall take advantage a lot. You see a lot of the Jake Spiritoso. You see the Carson Wiley. But Bub Hall took advantage of a weaker defender, powered his way through, and still delivered a great shot. And that's exactly the recipe for success there for the Knights.
So a Bub bullet goal makes it 2-0. 1:37 remains.
Bub Hall recently committed to Lycoming College for football and lacrosse, so we want to congratulate him on his commitment.
Sterling already back on the move, and it is good. It's a score for Spiritoso. Make it a 50-burger for Spiritoso here in his senior campaign.
Wow. Definitely making a statement here on his senior campaign. Not to overlook Jake Spiritoso because he's easily one of the biggest weapons at all times on the lacrosse field. Doing a great job this season. And number 50 for Spiritoso, a great landmark.
Yeah, Jake Spiritoso, not too long ago, eclipsing 200 goals on his career. He now has 50 on the season, 2 in this game. Congratulations to Jake Spiritoso for 50 goals this season. Sterling right back on the offensive attack. They lead 3-0. Just over a minute to go here in this opening quarter. Here's Hall, who has scored the other goal for the Knights. Looking for number 2 as that shot was deflected and goes wide. Here's Clark. Clark looking for an opening. We'll find Spiritoso. Nice find to Hall. His shot bit off line. Sterling will regain possession fairly easily. Play resumes with 30 seconds. Pass on the inside went off the stick of Spiritoso. Sterling trying to get after it. Here's Tully with it. Nice find of Clark. Now over to Hall. Hall looking for an opening. Finds Spiritoso. His shot is good. He scores again. 3 on the game for Jake Spiritoso, his 51st of the year. And he just keeps adding to his goal total. He keeps adding to this total on the game. It's 4-0 with 5 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
And that's just elite ball placement there from Jake Spiritoso. He shot it a little bit before the net, and that bounce was perfect. Perfectly calculated, got it right in the corner. And that's exactly what you want. And with that veteran experience, Jake Spiritoso does that all the time. It's like clockwork for him.
It's like taking candy from a baby at this point.
He does it all the time. He's pretty much dominated most of his high school career and continues to dominate this year as well.
All right, so that will do it here for quarter number 1, and Sterling off to a great start here on their senior night. 3 goals from Jake Spiritoso, the other coming from Bub Hall. Knights lead at 4-0. We'll be right back for second quarter action right after this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some Sterling lacrosse. 4-0 is the lead that the Knights currently have over the Chargers. It's been a really good game so far for the Knights. Jake Spiritoso already has his hat trick and has 51 goals on the year, and Bub Hall tallying the other goal for the game. I'm Daniel Leakin, and Jensen is my cameraman, but Brian currently left me, so I will be taking the rest of this broadcast by my lonesome, unless someone comes up here and joins me, which unfortunately I doubt. So this is my first broadcast by myself. This will be an experience. But back to lacrosse. Camacho in the face-off circle, done a great job so far today and so far this year, as he continues to win those face-off. His dominance has shown and has definitely given the Knights a lot of help. Clark has it up at the top, signaling for Tully to come over. Mikey Tully does. Tully playing towards the top, and they slow it down, getting the substitutions into place here. Tully working one-on-one. Does get past his defender, but cuts back. Finds Hall on the side. Hall over towards Clark. A bit of a bouncing ball and just skips away. And the Chargers get possession. Chargers trying to advance up the field. Hasn't had a lot of success so far. Sterling midfield really shutting it down against the Chargers. But they're starting to get a little bit. This is what we've seen a little bit so far. They're a bit scared to pass it up the field because Sterling watching them like a hawk, and there goes Bub Hall. Right on cue towards Spiritoso. Spiritoso to Goebel. John Goebel working a little bit, but cuts back and returns back to the top and finds Wiley. Wiley again trying to look one-on-one, as he does many times. Jeremy Clark with a shot goes wide. The possession will stay with Sterling. Goebel taking it from the end zone, passes it over to Spiritoso. Spiritoso going one-on-one, gets a screen from Wiley, weaves his way. Wiley with a, right back to Goebel. Goebel shoots in right off the post. Doesn't get it, and that will be Chargers possession. A really good offensive possession there from the Knights. A lot of ball movement, but just couldn't get it done. And the Chargers will have possession. Chargers directing traffic here, trying to get something above the field. Because so far they've had some pretty tough luck moving into the Sterling offensive zone, but they finally do. Quickly met by Mikey Tully, and they're moving their way up. He takes a shot from Chinatown, doesn't go. And Sterling will be awarded possession. Chargers having no answer to the Sterling defense so far, shown by that shot right there, taken all the way back. And Sterling quickly breaking out. Tully to Clark. Back over to Bellows. Oh, excuse me, that is Gallen. Gallen working one-on-one. Finds Tully. Tully to Hall. Hall taking his time. Hall taking his one-on-one here. Barrels past the defender. He shoots in. He scores! Bub Hall. Make that the second of the game. And that gives Sterling the 5-goal advantage. Bub Hall taking orders from the sideline, taking his one-on-one and doing a great job of capitalizing for Sterling's 5th goal of the game. We have 9 minutes and 30 seconds left in this second quarter. Senior night for Sterling, and it's fitting that the only 2 goal scorers have been seniors between Jake Spiritoso and Bub Hall. They have 3 and 2 each. Camacho taking this face-off. Started a little quick there, and so Timber Creek will be rewarded the ball. Timber Creek taking advantage of this. Hitting a little spin there, but a nice block shot there. Way to just eat that one. That was Sean Kerrigan with the block. And Brett turning on the burners here. Moving his way up past the 50. Finds Spiritoso on the side. Pass almost went waywire, but a great job for Spiritoso to adjust. Spiritoso working away his defender, waiting for the cavalry to come back. And Wiley has it by the 40. Sterling successfully getting their substitutions on. Wiley working one-on-one. Wiley cuts back. Fakes the pass. Wiley moves his way into the middle. Finds Clark on the side. Clark moving a little too fast. Hands moving faster than the head there. Doesn't collect, but Mikey Tully does. Clark by the 20. Looking towards Wiley. Freshman to freshman connection. As Wiley takes the one-on-one. Wiley cuts to the left. Jake Spiritoso had a bit of trouble fielding that one. Sterling still slows their possession. Wiley sets a screen. Spiritoso finds Wiley. Wiley cuts through the middle. He shoots and goes wide. Tully wanted that one back right there. Bub Hall taking it by X. Him and Gallen pass in the end zone. Gallen gets it out. Spiritoso working the one-on-one. Cuts back. Finds Gallen. Gallen shoots and goes up and wide. But the Knights still retain possession. So Bub Hall starting in the end zone again. Sterling just trying to wear out this Timber Creek defense, taking their sweet old time. They don't want to rush anything here. With a 5-goal lead, I don't think they should either. Jake Spiritoso cutting through the middle. He shoots in a great save there from the Timber Creek goaltender. Still holding his own. Has had a couple saves this game, doing a great job of keeping his team in the game. With a bit of a struggling offense trying to find its way through this Sterling defense. And again, the Sterling midfield prevails with a nice check there from Mikey Tully. Playing a bit of hockey there, but collected by Timber Creek as they advance up, working against Andrew Peak on the side. And whistle sounds. Timeout, Timber Creek. And this is where things get a little boring for me. I have no one to talk to. So I guess it's just me and you guys watching this recorded game. Not much to say here. So I think we're going to just cut off and we will go to we'll get right back to you. 5-0 the score, 7 minutes and 10 seconds left to play. We'll be back after this timeout. And welcome back here. Still a 5-0 game after that Timber Creek timeout. They were advancing into the offensive zone, called timeout to maybe get something organized here, because Timber Creek has played a little unorganized here so far. They've looked a little discombobulated, trying to work out the Sterling defense. They got, the towers of power back there that really provide that spark in front of Josh Hoffman, making his life a little easier, and Timber Creek has yet to crack the code on how to beat them. So definitely trying to draw something up. Timber Creek looking to get their first of the game. Sterling still has that 5-0 lead going into the 7th minute, or 7 minutes left, in the second quarter. Working against Andrew Peak, and that will be Sterling ball. Andrew Peak doing a great job of holding his own, and that play kind of goes into the dirt. Andrew Peak wants to take this one himself. He passes it all the way to the midfield. Bit of a bounce pass. Jeremy Clark does make it there, though. Jeremy Clark has trouble. Gets it to Wiley. Wiley trying to scoop. Does. Looks towards Spiritoso and cuts back, and that's a pretty great way to break out there from the Knights. Clark shoots, and a great save there from the Timber Creek goaltender. Doing a great job of doing some damage control during this game. I mean, not having a lot of help from the attacking side doesn't really help, but still holding his own. Doing a great job of stopping some pretty talented goal scorers, only holding the Knights to 5 and then in 2 quarters. Or excuse me, probably like 1.5 quarters, because we're nearing half of the second quarter. Coming, and the scoreboard just went out. So everything's going down right now. Oh, it came back. 5:57 left in this second quarter. Timber Creek takes possession. Sterling again looking to capitalize not their normal firepower where they've only scored 5 through 2 quarters, which is still pretty good, but the couple times that we've streamed them here in Channel 19, they've been a little bit more dominant. So Timber Creek doing a great job on the defensive side of the ball, doing a great job in goaltending to stop the Knights so far. Bellows plays some defense, and Timber Creek has played a lot from the outside, and what my dad always says when we watch games is keep them to the outside. They're not getting in. You don't have nothing to be scared about, and if something goes in, that's on the goalie. And Sterling just doing just that, keeping them to the outside, not letting them in, and if something happens, it's on them. Penalty was called. The yellow flag went up in the air. I'm going to listen. So the foul is on number 69, Benjamin Nicholas, for a slash. That gives the Chargers a 1-minute man advantage when they desperately need one here going into 5 minutes into the second. Timber Creek still looking for that first goal. And they get one. Timber Creek with their first goal of the game, doing a great job on the man advantage, and quickly takes that advantage as is now a 5-1 game. Doing a great job of just moving the ball around and finding the hole in the Sterling defense and getting it past Josh Hoffman. And that's the way to do it. Taking advantage of the bad play there from Benjamin Nicholas, and that gives Creek a bit of an advantage to get back into this game. I've said advantage a lot in the past 5 seconds, so I will change to a different word. Giving them the one up, maybe? Normally, Brian's my dictionary, so my synonyms are not with me right now. But nevertheless, Sterling with the ball. Whistle blows, and Timber Creek ball. I miss Brian. This is getting I have no one to talk to. It's getting a little boring up here by myself. I mean, I love doing play-by-play, but this is something. Brian McLaren, if you guys don't know, is going to the Phillies and Blue Jays game today, and he's getting to meet Tom McCarthy and Crook, which is a really cool thing. I was supposed to go, but I had the the spring concert tonight, so unfortunately I was not able to attend, which is really disappointing for me because I really wanted to meet Crook and McCarthy. But I think it's really cool that Brian's going to get that opportunity. I told him to put in a good word for me, and I'm happy he's getting to experience it because he's been a lifelong Phillies fan, so he definitely deserves it more than anyone I know. Sterling flag is on the play. Will be called on Andrew Peak. Got a little rough with a Creek attacker in the corner, and Sterling starting to lose their cool a little bit here. Has had 2 penalties that could be costly. Because we're going to listen to the official ruling here. All I know is definitely an Andrew Peak getting a little physical in the corner. Maybe trying to decipher the timing of the penalty. If it'll be a 1 minute or 2 minute, we're going to listen here now. So it'll be a push call on Andrew Peak, which will be a 30-second penalty. So a bit less than the one previous. As Creek gets going on the man advantage, they take a shot. And it sneaks in past Josh Hoffman, and Creek has found their way back from a 5-goal deficit. Oh my goodness, a 5-goal deficit, now making it a 3-goal deficit because of 2 costly penalties from the Knights, starting to lose their cool a little bit, starting to get a little restless, and Creek starting to creep their way back into this game. So 3 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Creek has found their way to come back, making it a 5-2 game compared to the 5-0 game it was entering this quarter. So goalie doing a great job of just making the stops that he needs to in order to keep this lead to a minimum. And the Timber Creek offense doing a great job of capitalizing on some of the penalties, stupid penalties that Sterling has taken. And a timeout taking from the Knights. Maybe it's the NDTP, something like that, a league that he played in and had the most goals of all time in that league. So he should be available for the Flyers around number 12, but right now what's available for us is some lacrosse back with some action here. Spiritoso taking it, trying to muscle his way through. Bub finds Clark. Clark with a shot. It goes wide. Clark collects. Sterling finally generating some offense. Maybe Coach Wiley lit a spark in them. Bub takes a shot, bounce. And the ball stays with Sterling. Now, if you're going to see some water guns on the sideline here for the Knights, senior assassins going on, and it's on a rampage right now. There are a lot of kids that are here with water guns, and I think it's kind of cool. It's a cool event. I really like when we do it because on social media it's really funny to watch everyone get hit. Prom king Anthony Mudry has already gotten out by Caitlin Martin. Apparently, Caitlin's boyfriend Andrew Curtis, one of Anthony's best friends, ratted him out on where he was, and the man who was one of the favorites to win unfortunately, did not get that win, and penalty being called here on Mikey Tully, and the undisciplined actions of the Knights again lead to their downfall. So it's going to be a push on Mikey Tully for 30 seconds. And again, this undisciplined defense here from the Knights is going to lead to their downfall, as Timber Creek is 2 for 2 on the man up. And the second one came super early in the man up. So Sterling definitely has some work here to do on the penalty kill. But again, another 30 seconds. That's all they need to just hold off this Timber Creek man up, because they've done a great job of cracking the code against the Sterling defense. And I know the Philly Sports Review is a bit off topic, but I'm up here alone and I don't really have anything else to talk about. So, and Brian and I normally like to do that just as some filler, because sometimes there's some dead time in the games. So we do it to entertain ourselves and entertain the people at home and what we think about some Philly sports. And again, Timber Creek, this man up has been remarkable for the Chargers, and they charged their way back from a 5-point deficit, bringing it to 2 with 1:48 left in the half. Timber Creek's man up has been ridiculously good and breaking Sterling's passive defense. And a really nice shot there from the Chargers. This is now 5-3. A 5-0 it was coming into the second quarter, and Timber Creek has climbed their way back. Timber Creek still hunting for their first win of the year. They are 0-9 and 0-5 in the SJILL National. So last year they were only 2-14 and 8-0 in the SJILL National. So they've had a bit of a rough time the past couple of years. And again, looking for their first. And I think this power play has definitely awoken a spark in them. At least it should have. Sean Kerrigan taking this one off the side, and he gets called out of bounds. So Timber Creek definitely stepping on the gas pedal a little bit, catching Sterling taking their foot off of it. And Sterling hasn't had a goal since that first quarter. And in that time, Timber Creek has notched 3. So Sterling definitely needs to get their foot back on the gas here. And this is the man to do it, the man to take it up. Andrew Peak probably looking to go coast to coast here. May lay off a pass, and does to Jeremy Clark. Jeremy Clark cannot collect. And again, goes back to his Timber Creek, but it still stays on the ground. Timber Creek collects. Sterling gets a bit physical. Definitely has to watch a little bit because they've been undisciplined. And has ultimately led to the 3 goals that the Chargers have scored. But Sterling finally slowing the pace down to where they want it, which has been one of the first times in this quarter. And our clock is stuck at 1:48. That's just great. So a bit of an inaccurate reading here. Not sure why this is happening. The shot did find Max Bleem, and it went across to Bub Hall. Bub Hall trying to work. Does have 2 goals in this game. Carson Wiley into the middle for Mikey Tully. Mikey Tully shoots and he scores! Mikey Tully finally getting the Knights back on the board after not scoring in this second quarter. And it is a 6-3 game. Mikey Tully with an amazing shot and just finally one of the better offensive possessions for the Knights that they've had so far. That's my boy Mikey Tully. 6-3, the Knights lead. Finally, one of the better offensive possessions there for the Knights. Looked like they felt comfortable in what they were doing. Looked like they finally got that step back after letting in a few bad goals. The Knights increased this lead back to 3. But what's important for the Knights here is making sure they keep that foot on the pedal. And that's an important start with Rene Camacho still being dominant in the face-off circle. Kerrigan finds Spiritoso. Spiritoso trying to work his way around defenders. Gets hit a little bit, but still finds Clark. Clark back to Spiritoso. Has a one-on-one shot with the goalie here. Spiritoso pump fakes. He shoots. Oh, and it goes wide. Oh, and that would have been a highlight play for the year. Oh, Spiritoso trying to get fancy with it. Spiritoso knows it's not the veteran mistake he should be making, trying to get fancy with it, not taking the goal that he was given. But, that is just terrible. But they have 7 seconds, according to Wiley, on the ground here. So Sterling definitely has to pick it up a bit. Into the middle, and the Chargers scoop, and that should be the end of this second half. So 6-3, the Knights lead, and we're going to have a senior night ceremony coming right up, but I will log off for now. So 6-3, the Knights lead going into the halftime, and I will be right back. But the camera will stay on as Jensen will help stream senior night.
The greatest accomplishment is starting a program from scratch, having 40 players each year, and setting the bar to be champions. As we introduce the seniors, we will be announcing the parents, family, any lacrosse information, what Sterling Boys Lax means to them, and finally, a quote from Coach Wiley about each player. So starting out, we have manager Izzy Beltran with her mother Dee and father Albert. Izzy said that she was a part of the program for 4 years when her brother was a part of the team, and she loved being a part of such a close team. And Coach Wiley said, we've been incredibly fortunate to have Izzy as a valued member of our program for 4 years. Her journey with us began with her brother when he was a part of the team, and Izzy's unwavering responsibility and reliability in keeping our stats have been invaluable, making her the backbone of our Boys Lax program. Izzy, thank you wholeheartedly for your 4 years of dedication and support. You will be deeply missed. Next up, we have number 1, Bob Hall, with his mom, Katie, and father, James. Bob is committed to Lycoming for football and lacrosse, and Boys Lax to him is fun, trying new stuff, new things, and making great memories with a great group of guys. And from Coach Wiley, said Bob has evolved into a physical player, honoring his skills and emerging as a significant offensive threat for our team. We're proud to see him extend his lacrosse career at Lycoming. Thank you, Bob. Next up, we have number 9, Sean Kerrigan, with his mother, Chris, and father, Sean. It is actually Sean's first year playing lacrosse, and it has been enjoyable so far. Boys lacrosse has been a great experience for him, and he's enjoyed playing with his friends and wish he started playing sooner. Coach Wiley said that Kerrigan's decision to join us this year has been a great addition. He's developed into a strong defending midfielder, earning significant playing time and contributing to this team's success. Thank you, Sean. Next up, we have number 12, James Anderson, and he is walking with his mother. And James is a dedicated member of our team for 3 years, consistently demonstrates commitment and a strong work ethic. Furthermore, his stick skills have shown steady improvement each year. Congratulations, James. Then we have number 14, Timmy Edis, with his parents, Tim and Annalise. Timmy's also a first-year senior, and he, again, said he wished playing sooner. He wished he had started sooner, and he is having a great time with the boys while catching wins and creating close bonds. And Coach Wiley said Timmy, in his first year with us, has made a notable impact. We're excited that Timmy joined us this season. He has swiftly become a force to be reckoned with, the long pole, and has contributed valuable minutes as an LSM. Congrats, Timmy. Next up, we have number 18, Brian Haley, another first-year lacrosse player, and he's with his mother, Elizabeth, and father, Brian. He is going to college to study exercise and physical psychology, and he's starting to play lacrosse this year. It was a fun experience with his friends, and he would like to thank his mom and dad for everything they've done for him. Boys Lax means a lot to him. Even though he'd only played this year, he has made some great friendships from this team, and this team feels like a family, and he will battle for each other. This season has been really fun to play with all my friends and making memories with them. And Coach Wiley said Brian, a newcomer in his first year, has brought a lot to the team. We're thrilled that Brian decided to join us this season. Notably, he has shown marked improvement in his stick skills and has made valuable contributions at the varsity level. Additionally, Brian's positivity and leadership qualities have been a great asset to the team. Thank you, Brian. Next up, we have Julian Vera, number 21, with his mother Valerie and father William. And lacrosse has shaped him into the man he is today. The sport teaches him about discipline, determination, and more. And this program has let me connect with others and grow as a person. Julian, now in his 4th year, embodies the essence of Sterling Lax. Julian's consistent improvement over the years has earned him the role of starting LSM. Beyond his on-field performance, he is a remarkable young man known for his diligent work ethic, exemplifying dedication day in and day out. Thank you, Julian. Next up is number 24, Andrew Peak, with his parents Kim and Amy. Andrew is attending Arcadia University to play lacrosse. He is a 2-time all-conference player, and he would also like to thank Coach Churchy from Black Bear Lacrosse. He'd like to thank his parents for all the long drives and late nights they've helped him through, and he has played lacrosse over the last 10 years. He would not be the player he is today without his teammates and he played with and been coached by, and would like to thank everyone who has helped him along the way. Boys lacrosse has meant so much more to Andrew than anything else. He's met all his people, all of his teammates have gone to close friends and even family to him. And since the start of this program, he has seen how this program has developed over time and truly become a family, whether it is team bonding or even practices. He's never been on a team as close-knit as this lacrosse team, and he would do anything for anyone on this team. I know they would do the same for him, and he would like to thank everyone he's played with and been mentored along the way. Andrew, a 4-year starter, has been the cornerstone of the defense, showcasing versatility and his ability to excel in defending ground balls and passing. His lacrosse IQ sets him apart, coupled with his strong work ethic and exceptional leadership qualities. We are proud to see Andrew continue his lacrosse journey at Arcadia University. Congratulations, Andrew. And next up, we have number 27, Nico Jeline, with his mother Holly and his father Chris. To Nico, Sterling Lacrosse was a time to be with some of my best friends and have fun, winning 3 conference championships. And from Coach Wiley said, for 4 years, Nico has been the cornerstone of our program, steadily honoring his stick skills to becoming one of the top defenders in our conference. His leadership adds a crucial edge to our defense, and it's been a true pleasure witnessing your growth as a lacrosse player, and we're grateful for everything you've done to help us. Thank you, Nico. Yeah. Next up, we have number 28, John Goebel, with his parents, Michelle and John. From John, he said, I wish I'd started playing lacrosse sooner, and his favorite memory is going to Doms with the boys after the game. Although this is my first year playing lacrosse, the team made me feel welcomed. I've built an extremely strong bond with my teammates and couldn't have asked for a better senior season. And from Coach Wiley, he said, John, in his first year with us, had been a delightful surprise, seamlessly transitioning between attack and midfield roles. John's relentless work ethic shines through, evident in his consistent improvement with every game. Thank you, John. And next up, we have number 44, Dominic Gordon, with his mother, Crystal. Dom is a 4-year player, and Boys Lax means to him is Sterling Lacrosse quickly became a true home for me my freshman year and continued to grow every single year with each game I played. No matter the circumstances, we have always stayed together, and as the great Coach Wiley says, no one is bigger than the program. And that is shown in every game we play, resulting in 3 conference championships in 4 years. I'm so grateful to be a part of this program, not only for the sport, but also for the players that I now call my brothers, and the coaches who I know will push me and have my back for life. Sterling Lacrosse will always have a special place in my heart for years to come. And Coach Wiley said, team captain, he exhibits an unwavering commitment to honoring his stick skills through his determination. Serving as a positive role model, he's not only contributed significantly to the team's success, but has also been a prolific goal scorer over the past 2 seasons. Congratulations, Dom. And next up, we have number 45, Jake Spiritoso, with his parents, John and Kristen. Jake is a 3-time first-team All-Conference leading goal scorer with 201 goals and won Freshman of the Year in New Jersey. He would like to say he's been blessed to be able to be a part of this program for 4 years here at Sterling. Sterling Boys Lacrosse are not only my teammates but best friends. We care for one another and look at one another as family. This program means so much to me, and I would go above and beyond for any of my teammates or coaches on this team. I would like to thank all my coaches and teammates for driving me to be my best and to help my success as a player. Coach Wiley says that Jake not only dominates the offense with all scoring records, but also stands out for his consistently positive outlook and unwavering support for his teammates. He's been an exceptional leader both vocally and through his actions on the field. I still recall our first meeting back in 8th grade when he considered attending Camden Catholic. We're grateful he chose to stay with us, contributing to our journey and helping us secure 3 championships. Thank you, Jacob, for being instrumental in building something truly special. And Jake will be playing lacrosse next year at Westminster College. Congratulations, Jake, and thank you. Then we got number 69, Ben Nicholas, with his mom, Leslie, and dad, Sean. Attending Rowan College of South Jersey after graduation for radio, television, and film, Ben says that before high school, I never would have thought I would end up on a lacrosse field, but ever since I decided to try it out, I've grown to understand and love the sport. While I don't plan on playing in college, lacrosse will always serve as a great reminder of my time at Sterling and the friends I've made during my 4 years as a member of this program. Ben is a great example for aspiring young players. Ben embodies the spirit of trying new things and giving it your all. His relentless dedication over the first 2 years has seen him significantly improve his skills, earning himself a well-deserved spot as a 2-year starter on our team. Ben has emerged as an enforcer in our defense over the past 2 seasons. Thank you, Ben. And number 70, we have Ensar. I can't read this. Ensar says that he's a dog, and Boys Lax means to him just family. And Coach Wiley says he's known for his unmatched heart, determination, and desire in the field. He proudly says, "I'm a dog." He's very coachable and consistently gives his all in every aspect of the game. Thank you, Ensar. Thank you. And then we have number 88, Brett Bellows, who is another first-year player with his parents, Jim and Lisa. And one of Brett's favorite memories are going out after the game to eat and having fun with the team. And as everyone else said, he wished he had started playing sooner. And boys lacrosse was very welcoming, and he formed some great friendships throughout the season. And Coach Wiley said, "What a fantastic surprise it was to have Brett join us this year. He's proven to be an absolute force when it comes to scooping up ground balls. Brett's positivity has uplifted the team spirit, and his knack for winning ground balls has significantly contributed to our success, especially in securing crucial face-offs. Thank you, Brett, for finally joining us on the field and making such a remarkable impact." Thank you, Brett. And last up, we have number 92, Preston Pitts, with his mom, Samara. What lacrosse means to Preston, it means a lot. When he came out to play for the first time, he thought he wouldn't like it, but his mind changed, and he loved playing on this team for the past 2 years, and it's made him very happy. Coach Wiley said it's been an absolute pleasure to have Preston, also known as the Enforcer, as part of our program, serving as the captain of our JV team. He showcased remarkable growth in his skills over the past 2 years. Thank you, Preston. Okay, lastly, Coach Wiley, his last advice to his seniors: never forget our motto and embody it in your life. Heart, determination, and desire. Thank you, seniors.
I'm actually pretty impressed that she got through that. But Rennie Camacho taking the face off here for the Knights. Falls down. Brett Bellows going for the ground ball. Him and Mikey Tully fighting for it, and Brett Bellows comes with it. So Knights taking it at the top. Jeremy Clark working with the ball. Bobbing and weaving his way around, finds Spiritoso. Spiritoso has 51 goals in the season with 3 today. Jeremy Clark shoots, and good save there from the Timber Creek goaltender. But it is rounded back up by Dom Gordon. Again, Jake Spiritoso has 3 goals on the season, 51 total. Bub Hall with a shot that goes wide. I'm not sure. Oh, that was awarded to Sterling. So Sterling maintains possession. Jeremy Clark looking for Carson Wiley, the next generation of lacrosse players here for the Knights. Carson Wiley fires, and it goes wide. Ball immediately awarded to Sterling. So our special guest has arrived after I called in a bit of an emergency, and we are joined here by Tony Troilo from Girls Lacrosse. Excuse me, Tony, welcome to the broadcast. And I think this is your first special guest appearance.
My first one.
So welcome. I brought you on here to talk a little bit about the game going on in front of us, but also to talk a lot about girls lacrosse because we haven't been able to get through to games, and you guys have had a really, really good stretch in the middle of the season.
Yes, we have.
So we'll talk about lacrosse for a little bit as Jeremy Clark takes it by the 25, trying to move his way around the defenders. He does. He takes a shot and goes wide. Mikey Tully first to it. So, Tony, you guys had a game yesterday. You guys won 15-14 in overtime. Talk about, getting back on your feet as a team, because you guys had a rough start, but you guys are bringing it back.
Yeah, we did have a rough start. We started at the 5 first games. We lost the first 4. And then we came back, and our record is 6-4 now. So we have a winning record.
And Bub Hall, as Tony was giving us some insight, Bub Hall got his first hat trick of the season, or excuse me, probably not his first, but does get a hat trick for the game. And him and Jake Spiritoso share 3 goals apiece as the score is now 7-3. So now anyway, Tony, as you were saying, you guys started off again rough, but what has been, what's been like the key to getting back into this for girls lacrosse?
Yeah, so, everyone individually has been improving game by game, and the team chem has been getting better. We love to start down in the beginning of the games, but then we always come back, and we had like 2 overtime games when we won both of them. And we just like to bring it down to the very end, but we always pull through, and we have been for the past 5 games. We're on a 5-game win streak right now.
It reminds me of another certain girls team that plays in the fall that, brought a lot of games down to the wire.
Yeah, second half teams.
Second half teams. That's what's most important. Tony, and we spoke earlier in the season. We talked about how the players' skills would come with time.
Yes.
How has that worked out for the Lady Knights?
Because playing with girls that you don't know, it's hard. And so, just getting to know girls and giving them the confidence and helping them, because a lot of the freshmen as well. Ooh, that was a nice shot by Jeremy.
And there you have it. The lacrosse pro rating that shot there from Jeremy Clark is first of the game, and that gives the Knights their 5-goal lead back that they lost in the second quarter. So big shot there from Jeremy Clark, a nice pass there from Max Bleem. And Sterling starting to inch away with this one in the third quarter.
That was really good transition up the field, and that's huge, especially I know in girls lacrosse, transition up the field is very big because, the ball moves way faster than the players, so that was really good. They got a lot of passes in, and Jeremy got a good shot off.
And Tony Troilo is a natural up here, guys. He's our lacrosse expert. Yeah, I couldn't have commented on that one, but she can tell you firsthand experience. She does a really good job. And I guess, Tony, you could say that you're a pretty good lacrosse player yourself. You've had a pretty historic season. What has that meant to you this year? What has this year meant especially to you?
As I said before, it's just been way better. And this season as a whole, I've just been getting to know myself as a player much more now that I've taken a bigger role on the team. And I get to, next year.
I mean, Tony just keeps getting cut off, but I think you're bringing the luck here. Dom Gordon with his first of the game with a really nice pump fake and a nice little side shot as that increases the lead to 6. But, Tony, I mean, you can keep going. I mean, you're doing a good job. But it also helps a lot with the insight because of the we haven't been able – I've been really trying, but there's been a lot that's been going on, so we haven't been able to cover you guys ever since this 5-game win streak. So I think it's been important to give the viewers just like a heads up, like, hey, we're here too. Like, you guys are really kicking it right now.
Yeah, no, we really are. We're doing very well, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We play Williamstown, and that'll be a good game because we went into overtime with them last time and we lost, unfortunately. But, we're going to beat them tomorrow, so –
and there's a bit of confidence there from Tony Troilo. And I think you guys are a different team now, too.
Yes,
that's been one of the most important things for you guys, that you guys are, the chemistry's gotten up. Yes. And as a whole, you guys have really gotten together. So that's been really important.
Yes, definitely.
So we'll get back to lacrosse here. Our lacrosse expert giving us some insight. We appreciate it. As Bleen takes a shot on net and goes wide. Yeah, you were my final call because I got left. And I was really bored, so we decided to get someone else up here to give us some trying to find the word for it, I guess, just some information on girls lacrosse because it's been a minute, and I miss broadcasting guys a lot. And Carson Wiley, his rough game continues. He missed an easy one earlier and misses that one there, but does get checked a little bit, but there was no call. So the Chargers are looking to charge up the field here, being down 6 now, their largest deficit of the game compared to their previous 5. So Sterling went up 5-0 in the first, and then at half they still had their lead, but it got cut down to only 2. But now they are pulling away and now have 6 on the Chargers, looking to prevail. Maybe that halftime ceremony put a little spark under some of them. And Dom Gordon misses that one, takes it into the end zone where you see him pretty often behind the net. Passes it out to Jeremy, and I think Sterling's going to slow down the pace here. Screen set by Max Bleen. Jeremy looking to pass. Finds Spiritoso. Spiritoso rounds away, and a nice save there from the Timber Creek goaltender. But Sterling does get the ball back. Doing a great job of just holding possession here, taking the game the pace that they want to take it, not making anything. Not rushing anything. Mike Tully from way downtown, but a nice save there from the Timber Creek goaltender. And again, we apologize. We were not provided with any stat sheets from Timber Creek, unfortunately. We checked all NJ.com and couldn't find anything. So we apologize for calling Timber Creek's goaltender, but, we have no other choice here in the booth. So, Tony, you guys have had some pretty close games, as you mentioned earlier, down the stretch. What's been the most important thing that has really helped you guys, capitalize on some of those really, really tight games?
Honestly, just wanting it more. Like, at the end of the game, the draw possessions are really big, and in the beginning of the season, we were struggling with draw possessions. I take them, and I know they've been hard, but then we found our strategy, and towards the end of the game, we just know that we want it and we need it. So it's just something that we always step up, and we usually win the last draw. Like in overtime, we've been winning most of the draws.
It's every time you talk. We score. Jake Spiritoso, I think that is his 4th of the game, notching his goal total up to 52. Still behind Tony Troilo, though, but that puts the Knights up by 7. Sorry, I had to sneak that one in there. Tony, do you know your goal count, top of your head? What is it?
70.
My goodness. Yeah, Tony is tearing it up, but so is the rest of the girls. There has been some different goal scorers for the girls. I saw Ireland got her first a couple games ago. Adriana Zazada still doing her thing. And how important is it for the girls with less experience to step up for you guys?
It's really big because recently as well, I've been getting face guarded during games, which means that the other girls don't have as much help defense. So it just gives them a bigger opportunity to go to the net, and having them have the confidence again and just, being confident in themselves to take it to the net when I'm not able to is just huge, because then the defenders have to worry about everyone else and not only 1 or 2 players on offense.
So, timeout called. So we can talk with Tony a little bit more. Tony, we've been talking about lacrosse a lot, but if you know Tony, you know she's a multi-sport athlete. So we're going to mention another one of your sports. We're going to mention some girls soccer. How you guys looking? How's the vibes? How is everyone feeling? Do you have your mind on that yet, or are we not totally in on soccer yet?
A little bit, because this morning we actually were texting in the soccer group chat
Oh, wow.
because we have to get our physicals in for next season. But no, I mean, I'm excited. You know, I'm going to be a senior next year, which will give me a big opportunity to step up. And soccer environment's just so good, and I'm excited because we always have soccer in the summer, and the soccer season's just so long, and it's just so good because then we get to know the girls even better. And a lot of the soccer girls play lacrosse, so we're already, you know, getting closer to each other day by day, and it's just gonna carry on into soccer. So I'm looking forward to it.
Let me tell you, Tony, I cannot wait for some soccer season. I think both teams are going to be really good this year, and for being the person that's going to be on air the most, I'm going to have a lot of fun. They got me excited thinking about soccer, man. It was so much fun last year. I mean, obviously, if you guys live under a rock and don't know, the girls had a pretty historic run to the Coaches Cup and won the Coaches Cup in the first time in school history off of a penalty shot from Jordan Baker back in, what was that, October, November-ish? And that was a really fun night. A really great stream for Tech Crew as well. I think it was Brian McLaurin on the final call. Anyways, we're going to get back to the present here. 10-3 lead that the Knights have over Timber Creek. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Daniel Leakin. I was joined by Brian McLaurin previously, and I'm joined by girls lacrosse star Tony Troilo for a little bit until she has to go coach some of the younger girls in the farm system, I guess you could say. And we appreciate you coming on, giving us some insight about how everything's going with girls lacrosse. We will be out to a game as quick as we can because I've been pushing it because I really want to go. Last time we saw you guys, it was against Morristown and Friends, which was a bit of a less competition for you guys, but you guys have gone against some really tough opponents. For example, Haddon Township, and have come out on top. So we're really excited to get back out to a game. Guys are on a 5-game winning streak, you said?
Correct. Yeah. So now we're 6-4 on the season.
Wow. And that's been important for you guys. I bet. I'm guessing the vibes are at a major high right now too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because we're winning all of our conference games that we lost the first ones too. So it's just a totally different team. No one was expecting it. So.
I think you were.
Well,
I think you were ready. Oh, okay.
I should have worded that differently.
It's all right.
I meant the other teams weren't expecting us to come out like how we did.
But I think you were ready, and I think the girls knew that their potential was there.
Yes.
And I think you guys have a lot of good athletes on your team, which helps a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Again, a lot of soccer players.
So you guys have heard from 2 girls lacrosse players today. Shay Wiley doing a great job with the ceremony and up here in the booth with Tony Troilo. Can't tell. Channel 19's missing their girls lacrosse a little bit, and we'll get that back out to you guys as soon as we possibly can. Tony, off the top of your head, do you know when your next home game is?
Monday or Tuesday?
Oh my! In a week?
Question mark.
Ah.
Yeah, because we play Wednesday, Thursday this week, but we're away both
Yeah.
games,
So Timber Creek making a push up the field. One of the first times they've done that this half. Sitting about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third quarter. Pressured by Andrew Peak. Peak just got his 200th ground ball against Highland in their away win. Which they won, I want to say it was 10-3. Yeah, we missed a lot of historic stuff for some of these players out on the field. Senior Jake Spiritoso got his 200th goal. Rene Camacho, the freshman, won his 100th faceoff, which is majorly impressive. Still has that almost 80% win percentage. And junior Mikey Tully scooped up his 100th ground ball since the last time we have seen this team play. So Sterling trapping out or closing in, on the Timber Creek offense. And a bit of a whack there to Nico Jeline. Nothing called. Whack seemed a bit high, but Sterling will ultimately be awarded the ball anyway. So, Tony, you said your game tomorrow is against Williamstown, you said?
Yeah.
And you guys lost to them previously in overtime the
In
first time.
overtime.
So what's something
Yeah.
you guys are going to change this time, like a different approach? Like, what's going to change this time?
Well, going into it, I mean, we know who their best player is. They have one good girl who, we know her strategy now. We know how to defend her. So I think that'll be a big difference. And again, I think going into the draw will just be better than we were before, which is huge because that changes everything. If you get the draw possession, you're on offense. So, having the ball, even if you don't score, it's just way better than being on defense. So I think we'll definitely we just need to go out strong because that's what we usually struggle with. But, if we start off strong, then we'll be set.
But again, you guys are that second half team, similar to girls soccer earlier in the fall. That Coaches Cup tournament was probably one of the more anxiety-inducing things that I think I've ever sat through. The Kingsway game came down the last second. You scored the game winner. I didn't even know it went in because I was on call for it, and I was just like, it's in.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And then the game after that, wasn't that one you guys – was that a
Ocean City?
yeah. Because that that came down to the wire too, right?
Yeah.
I think
I
it
don't know. All I know, all the Coaches Cup games were so close.
very close.
Like a 1-goal or 2-goal win.
But I think I don't know if I'm putting words in your mouth here, but I think you guys have some unfinished business as well
Of course.
towards
yes,
the playoff time as well.
definitely.
Guys faced a really tough team. I remember it was a tough loss as well. Was it Cinnaminson? Yeah.
That would hurt a little bit.
Hurt us. We had a really, really fun time broadcasting you guys.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely is going to be a highlight of my career going forward, like knowing that season, that was just amazing. And all you guys are great interviewers, too. So it made our job a lot easier, too. Jake Spiritoso, make that number 5. 5th of the game. I think he's on number 53 of the season. Jake Spiritoso increases the nice lead to 8. Tony made a comment about that bounce shot. Jake Spiritoso, it's one of his weapons. He really utilizes that a lot in his game. So 11-point lead with 1 minute and 11 seconds. 1-1-1 on the board, and Tony Troilo has to dip. So thank you for coming on air, Tony.
Thanks for having me.
Have fun on with the girls. So back to me. Thank you, Tony Troilo, for coming on. Great. Always a great interviewer, great commentator. And she's going to coach some of the girls in the farm system. Tony Troilo, again, with 70 goals on the season, been an absolute weapon for the Lady Knights. And I think it was important that we had her on the broadcast because she is giving us some insight about girls lacrosse, and we haven't been able to cover, but little to everyone's knowledge. They've been on a 5-game win streak, and they've been really killing some tough opponents, some opponents they lost to the first time around. And so I'm happy I get to speak to her and get some of her insight, and I hope you guys are too. Because I think it's important to spread the recognition around the school from someone who plays in band. I mean, we don't get a lot of it. And I know girls lacrosse doesn't get a ton either. So I think shedding some light on some of the stuff that gets a little shaded away is important. And girls lacrosse is definitely one of the sports. Bob Hall taking it to the net, and he scores! Bob Hall, his 4th of the game. What an impressive game from Bob Hall. On his senior day, he has his 4th. 4 years in school, 4th goal of the game. Make that a 9-goal lead. Bob Hall with a really impressive shot there, increasing this Knights lead. And Bob Hall, as we mentioned, just recently committed. He committed to Lycoming College, so big congratulations to him. Definitely one of the most enjoyable people I've sat around. He's a really fun guy. He's a great personality. And his next 4 in Lycoming, they got a good one. Definitely for both lacrosse and football. But he has his 4th goal of the game here tonight. There's Jeremy Clark looking for Goebel in the middle, doesn't get him. Seems like Max Bleem is being tended to on Sean's cart right now. And that is the end of the third quarter. So the Lights lead by 9, 12-3 as we go into the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter action coming right up after this. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Castle, where Sterling has a 12-3 lead over the Chargers. They have pretty much dominated ever since the second half closed. And we're getting ready for some fourth quarter action here. I am joined here by Connor Strauss, our third color commentator of the game. We had Brian McLaurin for the first quarter. It was just me for the second. Tony Trillo for the third. And welcome to this broadcast, Connor Strauss.
Thank you. I'm glad to be on. I think this is my second.
Is it
broadcast
your
of the
second?
spring.
Yeah, I was about to
I've
say.
been really busy. Left golf practice a little early to get on the broadcast today.
And an immediate penalty charged to the Chargers. We're going to wait for the call here. It's going to be a push. Number 26. Again, I apologize. We do not have names and numbers. Almost a Ben Nicholas kind of broadcast up here.
That was the other.
That was the other
broadcast I
game,
was
yeah.
on. Yeah,
The girls' lacrosse game. So it will be a push on number 26. It'll be a 1-minute penalty, and we get to see the man up for the first time for the Knights. We just honor the 5th, 6th, 3rd, and 4th grade, or excuse me, 6th, 5th, 4th, and 3rd grade team for boys lacrosse. They went 6-5-1 in their inaugural season, so congratulations to them. And we honored some of the people. We're joined on the field by Mr. Dorico and Jared Claiborne, our principal and our vice principal. But we get to see Sterling's man up for the first time as Jake Spiritoso scoops it over to Bub Hall. Bub Hall collects, weaves around his defender using his amazing footwork, finds Wiley outside. Wiley looking inside to Gallon. Gallon taking a second to shoot, passes to Mikey Tully, and it doesn't go through, but he stepped inside the box, so it will be Timber Creek ball. Honestly, a really nice pass there to Mikey Tully. Mikey Tully just wasn't ready for it. And Timber Creek looking to move up the field, though. We have to be careful. They are down a man. They pass up the field, and they are going. Charging with a head of steam. Attacks Ben Nicholas. Tries to swing his way around using the speed, and whistle blown. And there's a timeout awarded to Timber Creek. So the clock isn't moving, so we do not know how much time has elapsed. A lot of problems have been happening in this game, Strauss. We have no lineup sheet, and the clock is bugging.
Yeah, the clock has been bugging. It was at 9:04, like halfway through that third quarter, and then it went to 4:04.
Yeah,
It's
so
been bugging. We don't have a time for you guys right now. But the Knights are up 12-3 over the Chargers on their senior night. They're playing well. Playing with a little head of steam tonight. Obviously, it's senior night. They want to win for the seniors.
Oh, 100%.
Seniors are playing to win for themselves, obviously. So, little extra steam from the Knights tonight. And one thing I noticed, most of Sterling's attack is hockey players.
Yeah.
Besides Spiritoso.
Yeah, we saw Mikey do a little hockey move. When one of the balls was on the ground, he's right by the goal, and he just tried to smack it in and didn't go in, but it was honestly not a bad play.
Yeah, hockey a lot like lacrosse in certain ways. And that's why a lot of these lacrosse players translate into good hockey players and vice versa. So, timeout awarded, both teams in their huddle. I think they're also trying to fix the clock while in that huddle.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing every time there's been a timeout called. They've also tried to simultaneously fix the clock, but it did not work. And we still have 12 minutes up on the board, but Sterling, as we still know, has a man-up advantage. Honestly, a pretty smart timeout called there from Timber Creek, trying to get a play established and maybe try to drill out some of this man-up time to not give Sterling a dangerous opportunity. So still 12-3. Honestly, a beautiful day out today. A bit hot. Pull up my weather app. Get you an accurate weather weather report. So Sterling Channel 19 weather report in Summerdale. It is 78 degrees, partly cloudy, with a high of 82 and a low of 58. So we're nearing the high towards the end of the day. Strauss, I know you had golf practice. How did the weather seem out there for you?
It was beautiful today. I mean, a perfect day for golf. The greens were really nice. Valley Brook's done a great job with their course management, and I was playing well, so
That definitely helps.
I was at 39 through 7. So
Goebel charging in with a head of steam, gets the ball knocked away from him, and does not have a straight shot to the net, but they still have their, oh no, the man-up advantage is over. So both teams back to even strength. Finds Goebel. Goebel takes a shot, and a nice save there from the goalie. So Chargers moving up. Strauss, how's the golf team look this year? What's the record update?
I don't even know our record. I think we're 4-11, something like that.
Hey,
but
improvement.
It's the first year we've had a win since before COVID. We've got 5 seniors starting: me, Zach, Michael, Jack, and Brandon, which has been a big factor. But we've also got a lot of young guys coming in. Jackson Horan's been really good. I know Colin Bove's been stepping up. James McDonald, he's a sophomore, but he's been playing well too. So still a good future for the golf team as long as everyone stays, especially Jackson. He's been really good. He shot a 42 last week.
That's impressive. And I don't know a lot about golf, but I know that's a good number.
Yeah, that's a very good number. He's been hitting the ball well for sure.
Team that's been shooting the ball well has been the Knights, though, with 12 goals. I think the goal scorers are Jeremy Clark, James Hall, Jake Spiritoso. And there's another one from Bub Hall. Make that his 5th of the game. Don't play with Bub Hall as he increases the lead to 10. And as we just mentioned his name, he gets another one for the Knights. So if I remember correctly, I think all the goal scorers have been Jake Spiritoso, Bub Hall, Jeremy Clark, and grab my trusty little stat sheet over here. I think that is it. Yeah, I'm thinking that's it. I don't think Carson Wiley's had a goal yet today. And that seems to be right. So we've had 3 goal scorers today. The majority of the goals being scored by Jake Spiritoso and Bub Hall, the 2 seniors making their final statement. In a battle there by Rene Camacho, lost. But still, nevertheless, has had a great day inside the circle, and a nice pick-off there from Peak. Moves it up the field. And that's almost going to look like Quinyon Mitchell against Brock Purdy this year. I hope he watches this one back and hears that.
I'm sure he will be.
But anyway, back to lacrosse. Bub Hall taking this one. Oh, and Mikey Tully does have a goal today as well. Mikey Tully, as I said, has another one. Mikey Tully, give him 2 for number 2. Increases the lead to 11. Speak of the devil.
So Mikey Tully with his 2nd of the game. Junior stepping up on senior night. So
This team runs deep, Strauss. They got a lot of, as much as they have a ton of seniors, I think rostered, we checked, they have 15. So as much as they have seniors, they do have a lot of young talent within, Mikey Tully, Carson Wiley. We see a lot on the backside with Aiden Perriman, Kenny McCardle, and on the attacking side, again, Ryan Gallen as well. So there's a lot of young talent within this team. And again, Rene Camacho in that faceoff circle does a remarkable job as well.
yeah, and a great job of Coach Wiley to build up that winning culture. Obviously, this lacrosse team has won 2 of 3 division championships.
And there's another one for Timber Creek. Coming the other way, decreasing the lead to 10.
Really impressive what Coach Wiley has been able to do these last 3 and now 4 years with this team. Feels like every year they graduate a really good player, and everyone wonders what they're going to do, how they're going to respond, and they meet exactly how they respond.
Yeah, so our first year I was here, it was Justin Maroney that graduated, but I think everyone was pretty sure that Jake Spiritoso would make that next jump. Last year it was Frank Hartman, and Josh Hoffman has been pretty stellar in net in his replacement. So Coach Wiley, again, doing a great job of just building, I guess you could say that, I've used this term a few times in the broadcast today, but that farm system that, that winning culture just continues to build on. And we saw an example during the intermission of that winning culture with the first inaugural season of the youth boys lacrosse team coming into town and doing their thing. There will be a postgame to follow. Off the top of my head, I think we're going to get Jake Spiritoso out here. Bub Hall definitely. And he has another. Bub Hall. Historic game for Bub. Make that 6.
Yeah, so this broadcast is pre-recorded, so I can say it now. We will have Senior Assassin.
There will be
on
a
the
Senior
pregame.
Assassin on the broadcast, and I'm sure when she'll listen back, she'll be a little disappointed. So speaking of what we were – wait, did that not go in? Wait a minute. Oh, that ball did not go in.
I thought that went in.
I thought that went in. Huh. So Bub stays at 5. Not sure what happened there. I'm sure I'll get a description after the game. But nevertheless, Bub Hall will be on this on the postgame along with Jake Spiritoso. And we're going to get Izzy Beltran, the senior manager. And I'm sure, based off our last comment, you guys know why.
Yeah. I have zero clue how to get her. I was asking Spiritoso about it today.
So what I'm thinking, we'll strategize for your senior assassin up here. What I'm thinking is you talk. That's tough. Honestly, dude, you could try and open up one of these windows that we have and literally just
That's a good idea.
get her out there.
All right, so at the end of the third quarter, I walked out of the bleachers. I think she saw me walk out. She never saw me walk back up.
Yeah.
So if I hide down here,
Yeah, you'll be
she
good.
doesn't
She's not going
know
to come
I'm
up here. Yeah.
She doesn't know I'm here.
Yeah, definitely.
She thinks I have her, but I told Jules at the end of the third, I was like, I lied to Jules. I'm like, hey, I don't have her. Like,
Yeah.
I have Jake. I told Jake that I have Izzy so that he didn't get startled.
Yeah.
But I 100% have her.
So
Also, I'm not seeing her, though.
I'm not sure where she is. That would really ruin the whole thing.
Yeah, that would.
I mean, we are going to get her up here for an actual interview because it's senior night. So
Yeah.
I think it'd be nice. I mean, apart from Connor's idea, I think it'd be nice to get her up here. But I'm not seeing her either, Strauss. So I'm sure she'll pop out.
Yeah.
Maybe she's behind Sean's cart and we just can't see.
That's
but
my guess.
we will get her up for an interview and for hopefully a senior assassin kill.
Yes, hopefully. Just need it to be recorded well.
It will be. I mean, I'm sure someone will record
I'm
it.
also going to get it on their
Yeah.
phone because that's.
It's probably the smartest idea. Whistle.
The clock has still not been fixed.
Yeah, clock has still not been fixed, so we are not really sure how much time is left, but I'm sure we're nearing the end of the game. But Creek does have a man advantage. They are 3 for 3 on their man advantages so far. This game has been 3 of their 4 goals. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. Ball gets away from Creek, but it's going to go right back to, nope. Sterling's ball. So Sterling on the man down is going to get a chance to charge down the field. I'm sure they'll be passive with this and just try and drain out some of that clock. So this has been a pretty action-packed broadcast and is still going to be once Strauss hopefully gets his senior assassin kill. We've had a few special guests on here. We've seen some senior night. And honestly, this is just as chaotic as a Channel 19 broadcast should be. Brian, I'm sure, is meeting Tom McCarthy and Crook right now, so I'm hope he's having a fun time.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
that's why he had to leave.
That's awesome.
I was supposed to go with, but I could not because I had to do the spring concert.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunate. But nevertheless, someone else had to be here for boys lacrosse. Jeremy Clark taking it to the net and shot wide.
Where's he meeting them at?
The game. I guess it's
at
like
the
a
game?
yeah, it's
Oh,
like a pregame thing.
Oh, that's cool.
So the baseball team just finished up, and from what I've seen from this is probably way more, probably from a pretty long distance away, is that I think they won because their players were jumping up and down and giving each other shoulder bumps at the end. So based off of body language, I think they won, but that also could be not true.
So a win would mean we get a happy K.
A win would mean we'd get a happy K. Happy
You'd get a happy K. I have
Yeah.
to bounce. You'd get a happy K.
Happy K, happy life.
Yeah, as soon as I do the senior assassin, I got to bounce.
Happy K, happy kids.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I'm not seeing. Oh, I think I see her.
I'm not sure.
Um,
But I'm sure she'll pop up.
yeah.
I'll go down there. I'll make sure we get her.
Thank you.
Goebel looking to take a shot here. Bub Hall probably been the team MVP of this game. Definitely going to get him for a post game. And one of the more enjoyable dudes to talk to, so I'm quite excited for that post game interview. We'll get him. We'll get Jake Spiritoso. We'll get Izzy Beltran, and then I'll think about getting one more senior. We already have Andrew Peak on a broadcast, so I'm going to see what other options I have here. I might get Nico Jaleen, maybe Ben Nicholas as a tech crew member, get on his first post-game interview.
Yeah.
So,
He was on the one after our last basketball broadcast. Or our
oh, that
last
is
home
true.
one.
But like a legit interview.
A
Yeah,
legit
yeah, yeah.
interview, yeah.
So the man advantage has been over for a little bit now. We are still unsure of what the time is. There's some frustration from the Sterling side of things right now, but I'm not sure why because they're up by 10. But Carson Wiley, looking for his first of the game, does not get it. Starting to show a bit of frustration with himself here. So I'm not really sure, again, what the frustration is because I'm seeing a few frustrated players, and I think Coach Wiley's a bit frustrated with something that's going on here. But Jeremy Clark towards the 25. And again, Sterling played a remarkable game. Started off a little slow, but started to pick up the pace. Jeremy Clark with a shot and a score. Come on, Jeremy. That's what I'm talking about. Increases the lead to 11. Make it 15-4. But again, Sterling started off a little slow. I mean, to their standards, they had a 5-0 lead going into the second. But then got really slow because in the second, they didn't score, and Timber Creek scored 3. So they were down by 2. Scored one more before half, made it 6-3. 6-3 going into half, and now 15-4 towards the end of the fourth. So that just shows the tide can change, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and a great coaching adjustment from Coach Wiley coming out of the half.
A great point there, Strauss.
It's a reason he always has a winning team with this lacrosse team, and you can see the adjustments he makes in game, which is one of the most important adjustments you can make, because you can game plan for a team as much as you want, but if you can't make any in-game adjustments, then you're not going to win many games.
Yeah. That's a great point. That goes for a lot of sports, but lacrosse and off the top of my head, lacrosse, hockey, football, and soccer are the main ones that really applies to.
Especially soccer.
Especially
there's
soccer.
No timeouts. You have to make all those adjustments
In game.
In game.
Which is really impressive when a team can pull that off. A good example of that is the Lady Knights team that Tony and I were talking about earlier in the stream.
Yeah, and in hockey, it's usually just coaches ripping you apart.
Yeah.
We see it with Coach Tolley every once in a while.
Oh, 100%.
But for very justified reasons, we play a lot of games where we just don't wake up until the third period.
Yeah. Bub looking for a nice pass there to Jeremy Clark, doesn't get it. Team's starting to slow down a little bit. He is a little much, especially with that helmet on. But Jake Spiritoso going towards the net. Nice kick save there. And a butte from the Timber Creek goaltender. But again, team's starting to slow down a little bit towards the end of the game. I think Sterling knows they have a pretty satisfied lead, and Timber Creek knows it might be over. But Timber Creek goes for one last push. More than likely, his fourth quarter feels like it's been going on for forever here, Strauss. But
yeah, it has been.
Also, with no sense of time, does not help.
But for me, I got to get used to the heat. I'm going to school in South Florida. I got to get used to this heat. But damn, today it's not cold out today.
No, definitely not.
Good thing about Florida heat, though, is it's not as humid. New Jersey summers are unbearable with that humidity, especially middle August. It gets really bad.
Oh, definitely. But that's also what's so great about the Leakin household and the pool, which just opened.
I cannot wait to go to the Leakin pool this summer.
I can't either. But there's an injured Charger on the ground. Ben Nicholas looked like he got him with a bit of a whack. The big fella definitely has to settle down a little bit. But we will be right back with you. Sterling up 15-4 after this quick timeout. All right, hello, everybody. Welcome back. Injured Charger has gotten up. Was able to walk, so all is good. We should be around the 2-minute mark in this fourth quarter. Sterling still holds that 11-point lead. A really great game for the Knights today. Even battled some versatility in the middle of it, but came out with a nice win. On senior night as well, honored some really nice people, some great seniors that really helped build this program to something, or from nothing to something, and that's what's been really important here today.
Yeah, their inaugural season was my freshman year, and Tank Maroney, Mike Ermold did a great job of building up this program, along with Coach Wiley, of course. But they had a great inaugural season. Big thanks to Tank and Merm, and that really helped them build up this program.
But
they haven't had a losing season yet, right?
No.
It's impressive.
But again, most importantly, the kids that have stayed to keep it going.
Yeah, of course.
Those being, Andrew Peak's the first person I can think of, just held that defensive line together. Jake Spiritoso, another one of those guys. We mention him all the time. He gets his flowers. But, Nico Jaleen, Ben Nicholas, been here since the start.
Yeah.
And, literally the start. And the first seniors to have played the full 4 years on boys lacrosse. Andrew Peak took one to the mask right there. That was a tough shot.
Yeah, and a big shout-out to Ben, who had to make a tough decision between lacrosse and announcing all the tech games. And he made the decision that he thought was best for him, which was playing lacrosse.
But
big shout-out to him.
We
miss him, though.
We do miss him, but we've done our thing without him. And I'm glad he made the decision that was right for him, or that he felt that was right for him. And I think he made the right one. He's doing his thing on the field, as we can see, against Sterling doing their thing. So Andrew Peak called with a penalty late in this game. Timber Creek 3 for 4 on their man-ups. And again, this has been a pretty fun broadcast. We've had 3 different color commentators. We had Brian McLaurin. I was actually the color commentator in the first, but we had Brian McLaurin on play-by-play. Then we had Tony Troilo telling us a lot about girls lacrosse, which we greatly appreciate, and our guy Connor Strauss here coming straight from golf practice and hopefully getting his dub of the night as well.
I played lacrosse for 2 years in middle school. Fun fact, I was on Spiritoso, Nico, and Andrew Peak's team. And I didn't even know them until sophomore year. So.
But according to some of your analysis, you don't remember much.
Oh, I'm terrible at lacrosse. I would go and hang out with Avery on the sidelines every day. That was really
that was lacrosse.
That was lacrosse. I used to pull the asthma card during practices so that I didn't have to run as far. They're not going to tell me no. You're going to tell a 7th grade kid he can't run as far?
That's horrible.
Come on now.
Funny.
And you know what I looked like in 7th grade. I could not run distance or at all.
So players are coming in. I don't know if this is the timeout or the official end. I think it's the end. I still can't tell. There's a lot of players still standing on the sideline. You know what? No, it's not the end. There's still some players on the field getting some water, so not the end of the game yet. Although I think at this stage it is inevitable.
Yeah.
So just wait until the end. I mentioned earlier, Strauss, you can give us some more intake about this. The draft lottery tonight for the NHL. How are you feeling about your Pittsburgh Penguins?
I want us to get, hopefully, outside of the top 10 so that our pick is not sent or not protected, because we have a top 10 protected pick that would defer into next year no matter how we finish. I don't think we're going to be good next year. So I want us to just be lower than 10 this year so we don't have a first-round pick, but at least we have ours next year, which is important.
Yeah.
That was part of the Carlson deal.
Carlson deal, yeah. So the Flyers are, again, I mentioned earlier, 85% chance to pick 12 and an 8% chance to pick 2. Don't think we're going to get 2, unfortunately, but I mentioned that Cole Eiserman is definitely someone who would be there at 12 and just an absolute goal-scoring machine, which is one of the Flyers' biggest problems. But on the other hand, we could be getting some help from our dear friends in Russia with Matevi Mishkov rumored to be over in the next season or two, which would be absolutely massive for the new era of Orange.
That's huge because wasn't he supposed to stay?
It was
in
supposed to be
Russia for
3 years.
Yeah,
And it's rumored that he's coming over soon. So Ryan Gallen with the ball takes a shot, it goes wide.
another good hockey player there.
Yeah. But again, yeah, it's supposed to be rumored for 3 years, but they don't want him anymore, which is strange. So there's a slight possibility that he could be coming over here. And that is the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Senior night, and Sterling takes a very dominant win, 11-point lead, 15-4. Post-game to follow. We'll be back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. As Sterling took charge against the Chargers with a 15-4 lead, and I'm here with one of the biggest defensive anchors, Ensar Yagamurkaya. Ensar, how's that win feel for the team?
I feel amazing. Now it's official. We're conference champions, and I love my teammates and love the sport.
And we didn't know that you were conference champions until about right now. So how does that feel? 3-time conference champions.
Feels great. We're kings. We're just great at the sport, and again, I love my teammates.
And, I mean, we'll record it here for Channel 19. Do you have any messages for your teammates that you're going to have to leave behind after the season?
Just play hard and just be a goddamn dog.
Thank you, Ensar. I appreciate it, big dog. I'll see you. So now we're bringing Bub. Bub had a really good game today, notching, I think it was 5 goals. 5 goals today, Bub. Bub, how's that feel?
Felt good. That's the most I've scored. That's my career high. Felt good. Jake was giving me some looks. Carson was giving me some looks. Jeremy, Tilly, all the guys. We were just flying around having a good day.
And, I mean, we'll bounce off of lacrosse for a second now and just a bit of personal life. Recently committing, how does that feel for you and your family?
That felt good. It was stressful trying to decide what school I was going to go to. Finally picking was a good feeling.
It was a good feeling. And, Bub, you've been only playing lacrosse for 2 years, and you've grown so much. How does that feel for you to have such a great game today?
Feels good just knowing that I started a year ago, just seeing how much I came. Thanks to Jake. A lot of work with Jake. He helped me out a lot.
All right, Bub, I appreciate you coming on. You had an amazing game today.
Thanks.
And last but certainly not least, we'll have Jake Spiritoso. Jake, I mean, you've been one of the biggest pioneers to this, this program. How does it feel to watch everything blossom for you?
This is amazing. I mean, I've had so much fun over these last 4 years, and honestly, I got emotional down there just taking it all in, and I love just hanging out with my friends, and it's just such a good time with the boys. It's just something I will never forget.
And like Bob, I'm going to get a little personal with you. What is the significance of these, I guess you could say necklaces that you guys are wearing?
Yeah, so these are actually from Coach Dallas. Hop in here, Bob. Come on, because he knows more than me. So these are from Coach Dallas to Bub, right?
Yeah,
He's
they
like
just
family. Go
for
ahead.
the ladies, because that's their little Samoan tradition. That's how their family is. They took me in. Coach Dallas and Miss Ronnie been looking after me for a long time, so they feel like I'm part of their family, so they pass these on to me.
And then he got one to give to somebody and gave it to me, which I'm honored because it's one of my best friends here, Sandbox. I mean,
Sandbox, yes, sir.
And, I mean, I know you guys have been friends since the beginning, again, Sandbox. And just how does it feel to have, this program come with you guys to the end of your careers?
It's amazing. I mean, he didn't play till 2 years ago, and he's already committed. I mean, we got him into this game, and he's been phenomenal. So is Andrew Peak. I've grown up with him. It's just awesome to see all these guys grow and love the sport. I never knew what this was a couple years ago, and all of a sudden we're all playing together. It's a beautiful thing.
It is a really beautiful thing. Another beautiful thing was that Knights win today. Thank you guys for coming on the air with us, and that'll do it for this broadcast today. I'm Daniel Leakin. Thank you to everyone who came on. Thank you to Jake Spiritoso, Bub Hall, and Ensar Yagamurkaya for coming on. And as always,
Go Knights.